Hi, everyone. So many people ask, how do I buy my first rental property? What do you look for? How much money do you need? How do you know if it's a good investment? So this video is supposed to answer all of those questions that you might have in buying your first rental property. And from there, you can do some more research about finding out which property is right for you. So let's jump right into it. Okay, so we're going to be starting at the very beginning of all this. Before you even think about buying a home, you need to make sure you have enough money for a down payment. That is step number one. So at the time that I'm making this video, it's at the beginning of 2021, and most lenders like to see about 20 to 25% of a down payment for a rental property, which means for every $100,000, you are going to have to put down $20,000 to $25,000 of your own money. Now, obviously, if you're going to buy a property that is meant for yourself as a primary residence, you can certainly put down 20% or less. But when it comes to rental properties, lenders are a little bit more strict as to how much money they want you to put down for the property. So now let's assume that you are saving for a down payment or you already have the money for a down payment on a home. Step number two is, unless you're planning on buying a home outright in cash, you're going to want to have a loan from a lender. And in order to get a loan, you're going to need a good credit score. You want to have a credit score around 720 or higher, but preferably 740 and higher. The thing is, to get the best rate for a mortgage, you are going to want to have above 740 credit score. Above this is where lenders give you the best rates possible. And if you're below that, you're seen as a riskier customer, so your interest rates would be higher, which is why you want to work on building that credit score. All right, now that you have a good credit score and you have a decent down payment, step number three is you're going to want to have your tax statements available. So be ready for this. In addition, they often ask for 2 to 6 months of bank statements. With COVID happening right now, lenders are even going as far back as 1 year of bank statements, proof of employment, proof of income, proof of any more liabilities or assets you might have. Make sure you have all this information in order because they will be asking for them. Step number four is talk to a lender before you do anything. If you do not do this step, you'll be risking looking at properties that are potentially out of your price range. And then once you begin looking at properties that are within your price range, you might be a little disappointed about the amenities or the features that these homes have compared to the more expensive properties. So talk to a lender. That way you'll know exactly what you can afford, and so that you're not wasting anyone's time and your time for that matter. Also, once you find a property that you like, you'll have all the paperwork ready. Time is key in real estate, so the more prepared you are, the quicker you will be to act. So after you've spoken with a lender and you know what you can afford, it is time to start looking at as many properties as possible within your price range. The more properties you see, the better, so that when the right one comes around, you will know right away. You will also have a better understanding as to why it is priced the way it is, what upgrades are reasonable, what upgrades are unreasonable, and how well something is priced within that area. So until you see a lot of properties on the market, you could see the most perfect deal but not even know it because you don't have anything to compare it to. So see as many properties as possible. Step number six is to determine the cash flow. The reality is 95% of properties just don't make any sense to purchase as an investment property. They lose money. It is also a reality that if you purchase a property at the right price, it can make an awesome investment. It's important to understand your numbers. With that being said, it is important to do your research and find out how much rental properties are going for in the area. You can look at Craigslist, Zillow, Trulia, Redfin, just to name a few, to get an idea of rental prices in the area. And based on those findings, you can compare them to the properties you are looking at. To understand cash flow, you are going to need to understand what the ownership costs are for the property. Your monthly costs will be a combination of your mortgage, your insurance, property taxes, and other random expenses you'll need to maintain the property. In order to have cash flow, your rental property needs to be bringing in more money than those expenses. You never want to break even. Our ultimate goal is to make additional income, hence cash flow. Breaking even is like the worst case scenario. Our ultimate goal is to make sure that our rental property covers ownership expenses and then gives you a little bit extra on the side for passive income. Now remember, any property can make a great investment as long as you purchase it at the right price. So make sure you are smart with your purchase. Number 7 is to make offers on your property. Make sure your offer makes sense for your investment, and keep in mind, not all offers work out. If your offer is accepted, it is time for inspections. Make sure you make as many inspections as possible. Number 8 is quite simple. Make any minor renovations needed to get the property ready for your tenants. And then finally, number 9 is to rent it out. If you want to rent out your place for top dollar, make sure you get really good photographs. Pick up your phone on the second ring and be available to show you the property at any time. If you do all this, I promise you, you will get your place rented out as quickly as possible. You can also advertise on Zillow, Craigslist, Redfin, and Trulia. The more places you advertise your property, the better. Over time, you can scale up, rent out more properties, and increase that cash flow to help with retirement in the future. All right, those are all my steps on how to purchase your first rental property. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and be on the lookout for my next video. Thank you for watching.